YouTube friends! Today we are doing my morning routine. So here is what I do to do my hair in the morning. So we're going to learn all those fun curly hair tips and tricks. And of course I'm going to show you my skincare and my everyday basic makeup that I put on. So we're going to go ahead and dive right into this because I want this video to not be 400 years long. So the first thing that I always do is I kind of check under my eyes just to make sure that all of my leftover eye makeup from yesterday is gone. I did wash my face in the shower, and today I used the CeraVe. This is the Renewing Essay Cleanser for normal skin. So this is what I use to wash my face in the shower. And then another product that I've been trying recently is the Briogeo Don't Despair Repair. This is their deep conditioning mask, and I've really been liking this a lot. So I feel like it does soften up my hair a little bit. So that gets my stamp of approval so far. We'll see once I've actually used the entire tube up. So the first thing that I do when I get out of the shower, other than obviously putting on some clothes, is I'm going to start with my hair care. So I use the Kenra Daily Provision every single time I get out of the shower. So I'm going to go ahead and spray that in my hair. A couple spritzes on each side. And then I'm going to use, I'm going to be digging in my drawer below here as I'm doing this, but I'm going to use a super duper wide tooth comb to get this, and I just kind of fluff my hair a little bit, and my natural part usually just does split right down the middle. So I always like to start with my hair care because I don't like my hair to get too dry, because the longer you let your hair go before you start putting products in as a curly haired person, the easier it is for your hair to frizz up and get crazy on you. So there's my leave-in conditioner, and then the only other thing that I'm going to put in my hair today is the Paul Mitchell. This is their flexible style round trip. This is a lightweight curling gel. I usually do 4 pumps, which equals out to be, you can tell it's runny, equals out to be about that much. And I'm going to go ahead and take it and sort of lightly apply by just kind of placing it on the hair up at the top to start, because that is where I am the most frizzy, and I would say that's usually the case for most curly haired people. And I'm literally just putting the palm of my hand underneath my hair and raising it up, and those curls are just going to naturally sort of spring. It's really just helping them to kind of do their own curl movement that they would normally do. I'm just letting them coil in my hand as I push upward, and then I'm squeezing it to really lock that in place. And I don't know if you can hear that sound, that squishy sound, but that's how wet my hair is. I really don't towel dry my hair almost at all. I will take my towel and just squeeze a little bit of water out, and that's it. I don't rub the towel on my hair or anything like that. So I'm going to rinse that gel off my hands. So now that my hands are nice and freshly washed with soap, so that I'm not introducing bacteria into my face as I do my skincare routine, this is something new that I'm trying out. These are the Nessif MD Dermaceuticals Detox Pads. These are the complexion perfecting pads. Now these are something that I got in my FabFitFun, I believe. So these are something that I'm trying out, and they are new to me, so I can't say that I recommend them, but somebody asked for my skincare routine, so I'm just gonna show you what I do. So I am just doing light circular motions. All over my face. Now I will admit that I do have a few breakouts as you are watching me do all of this, because it's about that time of the month. So I always get a few. I feel like no matter how good your skincare is, if you're female, there's at least 1 week out of the month where your skin just doesn't look quite as good. And then I'm just taking that same pad and I'm going up my neck, because again, I don't want to be tugging the skin on my neck down. And then I also just use it over my chest area a little bit. And then that is that. And I'm just going to let that dry on my face. And then if there were any eye makeup, which actually it's looking pretty good, maybe a smidge, I always like to go over it with a makeup removing wipe. So I'm just going to pull one of those out, and I'm just going to really gently make sure that there's no leftover eye makeup. But if we're being honest, I'm pretty sure those are just my dark circles, because that's just life. And then I'm just gonna let that dry a little bit. And then I'm going to move on to my moisturizer. Now today, simply because I am using up what I already have, I'm going to go through with the CeraVe Facial Moisturizing Lotion. Now this is the overnight one, it's oil-free, but I'm using this one because I've already got a couple of breakouts. I don't want to be putting something heavy on my skin to just help those get even bigger. So I'm going to use just a couple pumps of this today. So that's what about 2 pumps looks like. And I'm just going to put it all over my face. Just like that. I know. This is super exciting, isn't it? And then going up my neck again. Up the sides of my face. You really, really, really want to work in an upward motion when you're washing your face, when you're applying products. All of those things. And then I usually give that a couple minutes to just sink in again. And then, a piece of hair there. Okay, so then as soon as that is absorbed, I'm gonna go straight into my makeup routine. So believe it or not, that is all I'm doing to my skin today. On a normal day, if I weren't using those detox pads, the other thing that I would use is the Dermalogica Antioxidant Hydro Mist, and I would spray that all over my face. Another thing that I have been asked recently, and I'm going to show you a couple of products that I do use for this, is if I have breakouts, which I've got one kind of underground right there, and one right here, and one right up here in my brow area, yay for periods, is I will use these Peter Thomas Roth, these Acne Clear Invisible Dots. These are actually really great. You put them on overnight. They literally are like little clear, they almost look like stickers. And you can put them on the breakouts, and I do feel like they actually help heal them up a little bit faster. So that is one acne product that I use usually 1 week out of the month to just help my skin a little bit. Okay, so now that that moisturizer has absorbed in, I don't know if you noticed, but I don't just rub it all in and just keep rubbing and rubbing until it's all gone. I let it just kind of soak in, because once you get to the point where your moisturizer is starting to tug because it's getting absorbed, you want to just let it do the rest on its own. So now we're going to go in with the Tarte Amazonian Clay BB Tinted Moisturizer, which I've talked about so many times on my channel. And we're going to go in with a little bit more than a pea-sized amount. Rubbing it together on both hands, and we're going to work our way up the face. And I kind of use the palm of my hands. Again, my hands are nice and clean. And voila. Not pushing too hard. I will sometimes use an eye cream, and I will sometimes use an exfoliator in the shower, but I don't necessarily do that every day because my skin is a little bit more sensitive. I don't want to do it too often. I will sometimes accidentally get a little bit on my lips. There we go. So that, I hear baby playing around out there. Don't worry, she's being watched. Alright, and then I'm going to go ahead and wash all this off my hands. Another thing that I've used as far as breakouts and acne go are these little Q-tippy things. These are the Kate Somerville Eradicate to Go. You actually snap one end of this Q-tip and the solution will go into this, and you can actually dab it directly on the breakouts. And again, I think these do help with the healing process and sort of drying out the breakout a little bit. So I would recommend these as well. These are the only two I have left, so I took them out of the package a while ago. But I've been liking these. So if I were going to stay home, this would probably be the only other thing that I would do, because I kind of feel like if you're not going anywhere, why waste all the makeup that you spent good money on? But we're going to do a little bit of makeup today, but I'm going to keep it pretty light and fresh looking. So I'm going to go ahead and go in with my Instant Age Rewind eraser, and I'm just going to put a little bit of that on some of those breakouts that I have, and just any other areas where I get a little red. And again, I've got clean hands as I am doing this. So this is just a little redness, breakout right there. So yeah, I'm just being really light with it. Voila, that's as much as I plan to conceal. I feel like it just brightens everything up a bit. I'm going to try out this new product. This is the Give Me Brow in the shade Deep Neutral Brown 4.5. So I got this recently in my Sephora Play. It has the world's tiniest wand. I mean, it's so small, but I'm going to go ahead and try it out for you guys, and we'll see what we think of it. Sorry if I'm not looking directly at the camera lens as I do this. I'm using my screen as sort of my viewfinder, or as my mirror. So, sorry if I'm being rude. It's totally bad YouTube etiquette to not look at you guys in the camera, I know. It's also super annoying to watch, I found. I've seen some YouTubers do that, and I used to do that too, and someone was like, hey, look in the dang camera lens. I was like, oh, sorry, didn't realize I wasn't doing that. It's funny how that works. When you're first starting out, there are just all these things you don't know. And then, hopefully, people give you nice constructive criticism in the comments. Being kind. Ah. Yeah, that was gonna take a Q-tip. Yeah, I do feel like it fills in the brows very nicely. They do have a $12 like sample size of that you can purchase from Sephora. Hold on, I'm gonna get a Q-tip. I love having Q-tips in the bathroom for issues such as this one. So I can take the Q-tip and just go in and sort of remove that blob that I created, because I am so not used to doing this in the camera. So yeah, I feel like this is pretty good. I like it. I feel like it fills my brows in very nicely. I don't feel like it's too dark. I feel like it's a good shade match for me. Alright, so yeah, I think I would give that my stamp of approval. I'll probably use it over time and give you a full review. If you don't watch my empties videos, that is often where I do a lot of my product reviews. Alright, so I'm currently, I have been using this, Phase Zero Makeup Blush, but I don't know if you can see this. Hold on, let me cover up this mirror. But there are like little bumps in it as I'm using it, so it's definitely not a very well milled powder. So I have to say, I think I might declutter this, because I'm not, as much as I think the shade is pretty, I'm not loving that that's in there. That's kind of grody. So we're going to go ahead and use the only other blush that I have, and this is the Pixie by Petra. In the shade, this is their Fresh Face Blush in the shade Peach Parfait. So one little tip, I just keep all of my makeup brushes in a nice little canister like this, and I put them in the cabinet instead of having them sitting out so that they're not collecting dust or like I have cats, so cat hair, that kind of thing in the brushes. So I'm going to go ahead and pick out a brush here. I'm going to use a Tarte brand brush that I got in a kit quite a while ago. This one I feel like has a nice shimmer to it. Just nothing over the top, which I definitely don't want, but just a little bit of a sheen to it, which is kind of nice if you're going for like a more fresh-faced sort of look. I feel like I got a little more on that side. There we go. I like that. It turns out really pretty. So as I am naturally pale, blush is a very big step for me. I'm going to go ahead and dig through my bin of goodies here. I think I'm just going to keep it super simple today, and I'm going to use my Tristique Mini Shadow Crayon that I got, also from FabFitFun. And we're just going to go gently over the eye area, in the inner corner to brighten things up, and down on the bottom just a bit. And the same thing over here, just kind of gently holding my lid in place. I'm not trying to tug it way far out. corner. Just enough to kind of brighten that area. And that's literally all I'm doing for eyeshadow today because I'm just not trying to do a ton. Now I'm going to go in with the It Cosmetics Superhero Mascara. I've been liking this. My first impression, I said that I thought that it added quite a bit of length, and I would still agree with that. I do feel like as it's dried out just a smidge, I do feel like it thickens quite a bit more than it did upon initial application, which I feel like that's the case for so many mascaras. I feel like that first week of testing a mascara is not the true nature of the mascara. So then I'm gonna go in on the other side without re-dipping unless I really feel like I need it. I usually just turn the wand a little bit and keep going, because I feel like a lot comes out of this mascara when I use it. And then I can go back in and get a little more if I need it, which I find that I do this time. Same thing on the other side again. I like to layer this one up. I do feel like it builds really nicely. I don't know if I could say this is my favorite mascara I've ever used, but I do like it. I forget how much it retails for. Clearly I'm like butterfingers today. There we go, got it. It's so weird doing this not in a mirror. There we go, just a little bit on the bottom lashes, and then to be honest, I think I'm gonna go in with a super simple lip today. Keep it easy. Let's see, maybe this one. I think I'm gonna go in with this one. This is the Model & Co. Pink Tango. Now, again, I have already put chapstick on. And voila. That's my look. That's it. That's usually all I do on a daily basis. The lipstick changes, the rest of the look usually doesn't. And then I just go back through and sort of re-scrunch a little bit just to freshen up my curl, and then I let it air dry, and occasionally as it is air drying I will go back through and re-scrunch, but that's it. So that is my everyday routine. Definitely let me know what you guys think in the comments. I will pop up some videos here for you guys to check out, including my skincare review and maybe some empties videos, so give those a click. Of course, don't forget to like, subscribe, and ring the bell if you are not already a subscriber, and I will talk to you guys soon. Thanks, guys!